Gary, let's get straight into the crux of Luton Town in the third round of the Carabao Cup tomorrow. Let's begin with team news. Ryan Trevitt obviously went off injured against Oxford. What can you tell us about that injury so far?
Yeah, it doesn't look great. It was pretty swollen straight away, which is always a worrying sign. His ankle was up like a balloon. He went off on a boot and crutches as a precaution. Michael was kind of looking after him, but he will get a scan today. We'll see the full extent of that. We're hoping it's not too long, but we don't know that until we get the scan results. And it's another blow and another addition to a long injury list.
I guess it's hopefully one of those that the initial impact has caused that swelling, and hopefully it isn't as bad as it could be.
Yeah, I hope so. I texted him yesterday. He said it was still sore to walk on, but again, that could be the impact and a number of different things. So always with Michael, he tells me to wait for the scan, and that will tell us. But I'm eager to find out, because he's been such a good player for us, and to lose him for any length of time would be a blow. But hopefully, if it is, it's on the weeks rather than months.
And his first loan spell as well, he's going to be absolutely gutted, especially considering how much of an impact he's had on the side in the first 10-12 games of the season.
Yeah, he's been fantastic, not just in his quality and his contribution, but the minutes he's played, the physicality he's shown to step up to league football and contribute in the way he has is, great credit to him and his club Brentford for, the fitness levels he's shown and the quality he has. So we hope it's good news, and we'll find out later today.
Harry Kite returned on Saturday, initially at wing back and then into that central position. I guess that's now an opportunity for him to start a game or come on in a game and go directly into that midfield.
Yeah, we're still no right wing back either, so we're kind of trying to put people in the areas of the pitch where we feel like they have the attributes to help. He's obviously not a right wing back, but like you said, Dion's out, Ilmari's out, Reece has filled in there, Demi's filled in there, and Harry did it on Saturday very well, and he moved into midfield in the second half. So everyone has to contribute in different ways. We have to adapt. We have to, be a team that is willing to do that and do our very best to win football matches. So it's all hands to the pump at the minute, and all credit to Harry to come back in after so long out. Hadn't trained a lot, but gave us a really strong 55-60 minutes, which helped the team.
Are those players we spoke about last week that were still unavailable, are they closer, if not tomorrow, perhaps the weekend?
Who did we talk about last week? Yeah, nobody will be back. That like Admiral Musgrave won't be back. Czech, Jack, they'll all hopefully train at some point this week, but none of them will be available for the game on Tuesday.
And I think one we didn't talk about in terms of time frame was Dion. I know he's back at Chelsea. Do you have an idea of how long that may be?
We're hopeful he'll be back early next week to be back with the lads, to be on the grass, and hopefully start to integrate him into training. So he's probably another 3-4 weeks away potentially. And until we get him back and get that report from Chelsea, we won't know, exactly what that looks like. But hopefully he's back here, because again, he's been fantastic for us. But he's a brilliant personality as well to have around the place. So hopefully, we've lost Ilmari's smiling face. Hopefully we can get Dion's smiling face back in to, boost the lads.
It's like some of the summer signings are very happy people, I've got to say that. Let's talk about...
It's to get away from my miserable...
Let's talk about the game and following Saturday's defeat. I imagine the players are itching to give you and to give the supporters a reaction. You're expecting a reaction.
Yeah, I was extremely frustrated after the game, and I'm sure the players were as well. We played well in parts of our game, but didn't play well in other parts. And when we don't put it all together, then you don't win football matches. So there was a frustration for all of us really after that result. Not for the performance, not for the attitude or the effort for the team, just in certain parts of our game weren't as good as they can be. And at that level, when you're playing the top teams in the league, you have to get everything right if you want to win, and we didn't. So we have to learn from that. But I think it's a good thing we've got such a big game so quick after that we can go and try and put that right.
I think I said on Saturday there was no pressure on this game, and you disagreed, and then said there was pressure. Why do you think that is?
I think there's always pressure at this football club since I've come in, and that's amongst the staff, the players, because we set ourselves high standards. We believe that we can win every game. That doesn't mean to say that this is an easy game by any stretch of the imagination. We are definitely underdogs in this game. We're playing a Premier League team, but we have to be a team and a club that puts our own pressure on ourselves to perform and to be the best we can be, and Tuesday night will be no different.
Is it hard to predict how Luton will line up? Because I guess they've got to weigh up focusing on league. Do they weaken their side? Do they have their strongest side and go for their first win of the season? How do you expect or predict them to turn out?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think we have to look at different games and see what they've done. They've been pretty rigid in the Premier League at a back three. They've adapted slightly how they play ahead of that. We have to look at different scenarios and be ready for anything when the team sheet comes in. And I think the main thing is we focus on ourselves as well. That we believe when we get our in possession right, and when we attack better than we did on Saturday in the final third, then we can be a really dangerous team. So we'll focus on that as well as being ready for whatever Luton bring on Tuesday.
I think the only thing better than a packed SJP is a packed SJP under the floodlights. I know you're very keen on this to be a cauldron of noise tomorrow, and just hoping the fans can really get behind the team and create that atmosphere that the away teams don't want to be playing in.
Yeah, I think so. I think our last game under the lights was probably Barnsley last season, where the atmosphere was incredible, and we want to try and generate that again right from the start. We want a Premier League team to come and like I said earlier, show us off in a really good way, show how passionate our supporters are, how well behaved they are, how much they support the team, and really try and get behind the team to cause a massive upset.
And of course, I'm sure you have very back of your mind, I'm sure it's what the priority is, that fourth round. Should we get there again, it'd be that 89-90 season, just continuing sort of that historic run from back then.
Yeah, it's historic what we're doing now, to go generations at 30 odd years before we've been in this round. I think that's why the supporters have come out in huge numbers again and filled the stadium. They know how big this game is for the club, and hopefully we can go one or maybe even two rounds further and make even more history.
And just finally, Exeter City versus Luton for a very long time was a League Two fixture. Luton have had their meteoric rise, but they're a club like ourselves who have had to come through those difficult times and points deductions, relegations. It feels like tomorrow will be a game of two sides that demonstrate that when run in the right way can achieve great things. Yeah,
I think their story is incredible. The fact that they were in so much trouble not so long ago, the rise through the leagues, how they've done that, and not by an owner coming in and spending huge sums of money, doing it in a really organised, strategic way, has shown other clubs that that can be done. So all credit to them, and that's why I think it'd be disrespectful to kind of put them down. They are a Premier League team on the form that they've shown last year. They've had a difficult start because it is the toughest league in the world, but make no mistake, we're in for a really tough game tomorrow night, and we will prepare for that.